back to another professional prep video. In this video, we cover comparing objects. So, let's get started. So, first I created this class car. It's a public class. It's similar to what we've seen in a few of our Unit 2 videos, but in this case, we have a private integer year. And so we have our constructor method here. GetYear just returns the year. SetYear sets a new year, takes a new year as a parameter and sets the year equal to that. And isEqual, we'll explain this more in future videos, but all this does is it checks to see if the years are equal, if two objects are equal. And we'll be using that method a little bit. So let's explore this a little bit. So let's create a couple objects here. So let's do car Toyota equals new car, and let's say it's 2015. Then let's do a car Subaru equals new car. We'll also make it 2015. So based off of some of our discussions with strings in a previous unit, you might be able to guess what we're going to get here, but say that we try to compare Toyota and Subaru for equality with these double equal signs, which is what we use for comparison, by the way, we do get false, and that's because this goes back to physical and logical addresses. So let's see what we get when we actually try to print each one of these. So when we try to print Toyota and when we try to print Subaru, so the doubles equal sign compares both of these. And you can see they're not equal. They're memory addresses that are not the same. So that's why we get false. The double equals does not compare for logical addresses, our comparison tool there. We'd have to use the isEqual method. But that's why the double equals compares at the physical address, and that's why we get that it's false, meaning that they're not equal. Now let's go into, let's try some new stuff here. Let's try using the setYear method. So let's do Subaru.setYear, and let's put in 2014. So that makes sense. So now what we're going to do, let's use the getYear to access logical values, or logical address values. So Toyota.getYear, and oh my bad, we want to print that, of course, so that we actually do something with the value. And let's also print Subaru.getYear. And let's run that code, and we get 2015 and 2014. So that's how we're going to access the logical addresses of our objects here, this getYear method, and the accessor method there, void. So I just want to show you that's how we're going to do that. And that's sort of how our methods work here. So now let's get into something else called aliasing and see how that works. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to have the Toyota object created, and let's just do car Subaru equals Toyota. We're not going to use that new operator there. And now what we're going to do is let's change. So obviously Subaru currently has the year of 2015. But let's change it. Let's set the year of Subaru to 2014. And now let's print our logical addresses, otherwise known as using our get method. So Toyota.getYear and system.out.println Subaru.getYear. And sure enough, I do have a couple spelling mistakes. Let me fix these issues here, capitalization there. And so what are we expecting out of this output? We're expecting 2015 and 2014, just like last time. All we've really changed from our last code segment was that now instead of a new car 2014, we just set it equal to Toyota and then change it. So let's run this. So wait, we get two 2014s. So this means that somehow this statement has changed the year for Toyota to 2014. Interesting. Let's print out these two objects as physical addresses to see if we can figure something out based on that. This is something very important for objects that you should know. So let's do this. So let's print out the 2 years, 2014, and here are physical addresses. But wait, they're equal. That means that both of these objects reference the same physical address, and this is something called aliasing. So this is proof of aliasing. So first, let's say objects, they're called reference types since they store a reference to the logical address. That's something that you should know. So whenever we use reference types, it's an object. So aliasing happens when objects reference the same logical address. And you can see that here because their physical addresses are the same. And that happens, aliasing happens when the new operator is not used most of the time. And sure enough, we see this line of code. Subaru is constructed without using the new operator, and it's simply just set equal to Toyota. That runs us into aliasing issues, and there can be some horrible consequences of aliasing. You see one of them right here. When we change the year of Subaru, they reference the same logical address, so changing one of them changes both of them. So now we did not mean to change the year of Toyota from 2015 to 2014, but due to aliasing, we did. So that's very important to keep in mind. That's something that you want to avoid. And let's do one more thing here. Let's set Subaru equal to null. I'm gonna leave that here. Let's set Subaru as equal to null. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try accessing the logical address of Subaru. So we're just going to do that. And by the way, these two, Toyota is obviously not equal to null, but Subaru is equal to null. So let's try accessing the logical address of Subaru by printing with getYear. And now we run into a Java null pointer exception. And what this relates to, it's called dereferencing the null pointer, you might hear it as. And it's when the physical address does not refer to anything because it is null, which is what this statement does. And so the program will crash due to that null when we try accessing the logical address. So that's another thing. Don't use null and don't use direct assignment. Always use the new operator for new objects. You don't want to set it equal to null and run into these issues. And now that we know that, let's just quickly show how logical address comparison works. So we have two objects, they're not equal, their years are not equal. Now we're going to use the isEqual method. This is our only use of that method in this entire code segment. Let's do Toyota.isEqual. Again, this will print true when their years are equal. And this accesses the logical address. That's something else that you should know. So let's do that. And it's false. This has correctly identified the 2014 and the 2015 because this method here uses the logical addresses. We will talk more about that later. Now, there's no aliasing, no dereferencing the null pointer. Let's set Subaru equal to, let's change the year of Subaru. So Subaru.setYear 2015. So now these two things should be equal. And actually, I'm just going to copy this line of code, put that there, comment that out, and now we should get true because we have set them equal, and we do get true. So that is how the isEqual method is used. And the isEqual references the logical address, while the double equals references the physical address. So in general, you want to avoid aliasing, and you want to stay away from null pointer issues. So that's all I have for you for this video. Hopefully you learned a lot. These concepts from this video will prove vital going forward. So make sure to try this out yourself if you still have any confusions. Feel free to email us so we can help you out. Visit our website, subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much, everyone. I will see you next video. We head into Unit 4, Iteration next. So that's exciting. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.